welcome back. We are here for Brindlewood Bay, Golden Grifters, Episode 9. The title card on the screen flashes Fall of 1992. And it's basically a standoff. It's a gunfight. There are anti-government separatists called the Sons of Freedom that are in a compound deep in the woods outside of Brindlewood Bay. It's recognizable because you can see the historic town buildings and rooftops in the distance as the camera pans from over the town into the woods with the noises of this standoff. They are holding their compound against federal agents that have tried to invade, and there is a caption saying 6 days of the standoff. And in between, you have this montage of scenes of federal agents going to their superiors or calling on the lines, saying that they're witnessing all manner of strange things coming from the compound itself. Bizarre lights. They're hearing chanting, some barnyard animal noises that there is no evidence of these barnyard animals anywhere in the compound, and more. Some agents are reporting having hallucinations during the standoff. They're seeing monstrous forms in the woods. And then, on the 6th night, there is wild chanting heard, and then terrible screams, which shock the federal agents into silence. When they decide to enter the compound cautiously at daybreak, they find an abattoir. The floors, the walls, the ceilings are soaked in blood, and pieces of the Sons of Freedom all over. The theme song for Golden Grifters comes on, and it starts off happy-go-lucky as normal, but then there's this undercurrent, this sound, this hum or Foley effect of some sort that comes in and weaves through the theme song. And as this happens, the Mavens are doing their thing, beginning their day or going during the day to one of their favorite places, but there is still some sort of darkness that has fallen or creeps through Brindlewood Bay. What does the audience see during these opening credits for your cozy vignettes as the theme song, the darkening theme song, plays on?
Quick question. Are we doing the cozy vignettes or are we doing the opening credits right now?
Cozy vignettes are the opening credits.
Oh,
Cozy
sorry,
moves
I'm
that you
thinking
guys do
cozy
together.
moves. Sorry.
I know, it's a bit
Okay.
confusing. No words.
The terminologies.
Too much cozy going on, guys.
It is a cozy game.
It is a cozy game.
I've got one.
Okay, good.
We often see Pearl in her kitchen, baking, testing out recipes, whatever. This time we see her in a local shop. This place is called Sweet Beginnings, and it sells baking supplies. Not just tools and bakeware and such, but also specialty decorating sugars and piping tips and all the things for making something fancy and exciting. And she's chatting with the proprietor, older gentleman whose physique suggests he very much enjoys baked goods himself. And as they chat, there's just a shadow of something. I mean, you might think it was a mouse or even a rat from the size, but it doesn't move like one. It almost flows more snake-like, whisking in and out from under the shelves. Neither of them notice.
All right. So then it kind of pans back. And it's coming into like late summer, so the weather's warm enough, people are still enjoying the water and going out. So Mazi has decided to kind of visit the jet ski rental, which is called See You on the Water, and it's owned by Corey. Yeah, Corey Stetz. Like I know I did this stuff. So she's out and she's chatting. You see her kind of chatting with Corey. They're looking at a couple of the different jet skis. Maybe kind of like little, like, what do you call those, when they split the screen and show like two different times or whatever, where they're like working on it and then they're like taking it out for like a test and then working on it, and then you see Mazi kind of hops on it and takes it out, and from up underneath the dock, actually, as she's kind of driving out on the jet ski, you just see this large kind of amorphous shadow sliding underneath the water, sort of in the same direction that Mazi's heading, but Mazi's just hanging out on her jet ski doing her thing, doesn't notice the giant dark shadow kind of sliding under the water.
And are you done, Rachel? Okay. And for Sai, I think normally we see her interacting with Caviar, and as we know, cats have a connection to the darker side, and so I'm gonna say that Sai is preening over Caviar and speaking to him. They're at Sai's house, and she ties a little bow around his neck, and then she turns to busy herself with some extra ribbons and bows that she has in a basket on the other side of the room. But the camera stays focused on Caviar, and you can see him watching something move in the opposite corner of the room, and the ominous music starts to play, and you can tell that he can see something, and there seems to be a creeping shadow. And then Sai turns around and suddenly everything's clear again.
Oh, caviar. Oh, God. Okay. So, with that, you are now welcome to have some cozy moves with each other. Granted, I mean, like, there's only one person with a actual condition, but I mean, again, you know, I'm still going to allow it. I mean, seriously, I mean, like, you just have to activate somebody's cozy move, and then whomever's cozy move it is probably should frame up the scene, and then that person will get to do the bonus at the end of the scene. Okay? So, yeah.
I'm the one with the condition. So, do y'all want to come over and do some scrapbooking?
I absolutely do, and I'm bringing Caviar.
As long as he doesn't eat the glitter. That's my job.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes, I imagine maybe I've put out the invite, and Pearl and Sai, you guys are welcome to come over, bring caviar, bring, kind of a bring your own beverage day. I'll make like a picture of maybe something a little bit more adult for our group. I'm gonna call them Maven margaritas, and they're gonna be sort of like your typical margarita, except instead of tequila, I'm gonna use gin. And I'm gonna add in some like extra flavorings and maybe a handful of like edible glitter, not unedible glitter, but edible glitter, because I feel like we need some fun. And then so I'll have that set up, and then at a table with like some little store-bought snacks. I'm not going to subject you guys to my cooking. And then I have a table set up with like all the crafting supplies. That's like, come on, I made maybe little like just like 3 or 4 page little mini scrapbooks that you guys can kind of put stuff in, and I told you to bring a couple pictures. So I guess you guys are coming on over.
Yep, we're coming over, and I've got caviar under my arm and a big tote bag in the other arm that's full of yarn scraps and buttons and notions and stuff from my knitting. And I've got a big scarf piled around my neck because I'm chronically cold as a human being. Sai is. And so Caviar and I are knocking, and we come in, and I set Caviar down, and I set the big tote bag down, and I'm definitely looking at the table of snacks. Is Pearl here yet?
I
Pearl,
think she's coming.
I think,
yeah.
arrives after you. Not carrying a big bag. Got just her purse. But she swoops in and says, "Oh, good, snacks and drinks. That's the way to spend an afternoon."
Snacks and scraps.
Snacks and scraps.
Yeah.
Squappos.
Question:
So,
Who is Walter hanging with these days?
Mazi, right?
I think so, because he hangs out with my car.
Right.
Jojo.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's welcome to come too. I'm not going to turn him away. He's a nice guy.
Okay.
He's creeping over in the corner, just like, hanging out. Yeah. So I'll be, just kind of going over like the different stuff, and if they have any. Oh, Pearl, did you have anything you brought?
I brought a few pictures, but I
Okay.
didn't really have any bits and bobs.
Okay. So I would like direct you guys about like the different like types of glue or whatever that's better. And then as we're going, what pictures did you bring?
All of Pearl's pictures are actually baking related. There are no people in any of the pictures. And they're mostly pictures of finished baked goods, but also some more artsy little, in process kind of shots.
Okay. And then Sai, what kind of pictures did you bring?
I brought really old pictures of myself from my time in Europe. But a lot of them are cut in half because they have had my husband in them.
Gotcha.
And I'm just
So,
imagining the Walter like trying to scrapbook and like going to pick things up, and they fall through his hands, and he's just like, "Oh."
Aw. So I think Mazi has I imagine she has a laptop that's maybe like a couple years older, right? So it's obviously not your like top of the line. It's, like third hand laptop, and it's a brick, and it's got to be plugged in all the time. It's hooked up with a cable to her little printer. And I managed somehow to like pull down a couple pictures maybe from like our recent trips and print them out for you guys. And I think I would print out pictures from when we went to the convention. Our what was it called? The crime convention or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what we called it. Crime con.
Crime con.
So print out a couple pictures of those and be like, oh, here, I got a bunch of these pictures too. And I wanted to just like showcase some of the stuff that we've been doing, I think, in my scrapbook. And so as we're doing it, I'll be like, oh, so did you guys know any other like maybe conventions we could travel to coming up? Anything you guys wanted to do?
I read about a one of those uh murder mystery weekend things, which could be fun.
Ooh,
There's
like a B&B
yeah,
murder dinner, and they have
yeah.
actors. That sounds
Hmm.
like fun.
Oh, that could be fun. I don't know. I feel like we've been getting a lot of murder lately outside of the books.
Well, that's true. That has been happening. But or we could do something like a, I don't know, wine tasting trip or something like that.
Yeah, gal weekend up the coast. We haven't done that in forever.
We haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely look into doing something soon though. Maybe we'll have to look and see if there's, I don't know, a knitting convention. Is that a thing? Do knitters have
I
conventions?
think so. Probably. It seems like everybody does.
Yeah.
I'm sure. There's a knitting guild, not here in Brindlewood, but up what is the largest nearby city? Whatever that is. They have one out there. I've considered going, except for, I'd hate to be recognized.
That's true.
Happens enough.
Eh.
Maybe we'll just have to come up with some really good disguises.
Speaking of recognition, how's Alonso?
I'm sure I don't know.
That's a character. Mazi like snickers, like
He's probably fine.
probably.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken. He's out of the hospital, which is good.
Good, good.
Good. Is he doing okay after everything?
Uh, yeah, I think he is. Sometimes it can be hard for older gentlemen to deal with emotional trauma, and so we don't talk about it much, but
Mm.
he seems fine. He gets out, he putters. I think he'll be okay.
No, that's good.
Yeah. And any new baking competitions come out? Cutting off all my little scraps.
No competitions that I know of, or at least not that I've, latched onto. But
I think the last one was quite enough fun for me.
that was really something. But yeah, thought about maybe, I don't know, sending some of my recipes to magazine or website or something.
You should
Ooh,
do that.
I'm pretty
yeah.
pleased with the latest tweak on the cinnamon rolls. So,
I'm pleased with everything you bake.
well, thank you.
Same.
Mazi, I just love these pictures of us from CrimeCon.
I do too. I especially like, and I'll hold up one that's like us, like cheesiest grin standing in front of maybe like one of those tables that has like two or three of, I don't know, maybe like famous authors that write like crime novels or something. We're not in the line to do the like signing, but we're like next to the table so you can see them in the background, like that kind of shot. And we're just like yeah. So I got some of these off of the book face, right? Is that what it's called?
Oh,
My
that
gram,
thing.
My
Yes.
gram. Grams on the gram.
grams on the grams. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't use it nearly enough. Grams on the gram. It's a good one, but
Grams.
we got to figure out how to do more stuff on there. I saw
I'm
what was
not
our
really a social media person. I don't. Too many years of trying to avoid having my picture taken or
I'm
too many
surprised.
people knowing who I am.
I understand that, but I'm surprised they have quite a few people who share photos of their cooking and baking on there and share recipes, and
Hmm.
I would think that you would be interested in that kind of thing. And I think you can do it anonymously too. Like you don't
Well,
have to
I'm
use your face.
as long as I can keep my face out of it and use a pseudonym, I just might do that.
Yeah.
When have you ever been able to keep your face out of it, Pearl?
When it comes to sharing photos, I've done pretty well. But as far as
It's true.
keeping my nose out of other people's business, well, you know me.
Right. I probably would pull up like the grams on the gram. I might have like an account, but it's like it's got like 12 pictures of JoJo and like a picture of caviar. Like like it's nothing like super fancy, and it's it's like called like Mazi 1 2 3 4 is like the name or something, like because I'm like, oh, nobody will like connect like that with me, like that's just like a cool car name. I'm like, yeah, I know how to do it. I'm not tech savvy, guys. I just drive cars.
This is Caviar's picture from Grams on the Grams.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe what if we started like a local like Brindlewood Bay Grams on the Grams page, like where we all three of us can post, like you post knitting and you post baking and I'll post JoJo and
Yeah,
I'm willing to try anything.
sure.
all right.
I think Mazi would like that though, because she scrapbooks, and Grams on the Grams is kind of like scrapbooking with like
Yeah, it's
filters and stickers and
I could put a hat on caviar. Mazi sold. She's like, look at this. It's kind of like a little party hat.
so undignified.
better on
Also,
a photo than trying to put one actually on caviar,
it's
though.
true.
Meow.
But I am looking to upgrade my phone in the near future, so then I would be able to post it from my phone, and I'll pull out my sweet flip phone that I've been using. This is obviously not gonna do it. So yeah, I think we would just, I don't know that there's anything else Mazi would want to talk about, because just kind of the normal chit chat, talk about the latest book we're reading. And
So in which case, yeah, I mean, like, if you feel that, you've talked through it, then you can go ahead and then release that particular condition. You can either decide to stumble on a clue towards the next mystery, or you can, no, actually, you could stumble on a clue for the next mystery. Sorry, I'm gonna keep thinking between, and it doesn't work that way. Let me just double check myself here. Yep. So just tell me what the clue is relevant to and to the mystery that's going to be on hand. So you put in Mazi TBD, and then the clue cannot conclusively solve the mystery by itself. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put the thing on pause for right now, because it's like, of course, it's being me. Um, I'm listening to what you're saying, and then I'm like, oh God, do I change my mind again? So
I see you
yeah.
taking notes over there.
Oh yeah. No, I've been like, oh shit.
I know.
Now
You're
what
like,
do I do? Yep,
exactly.
Certainly
exactly.
not trying to push toward any particular mystery, just
Throwing stuff out.
ideas that
It's just so much.
tossing around.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you that there's like just so much to do. So let me go ahead and put the recording on pause, and then we'll just go ahead and discuss it. All right. So, after this happens, you realize that this is like, time passes a little bit, and then you realize that there is the annual Vinland Medieval Faire. So, this will begin with a poem or a call. Well met, brindle folk, here, here, at last we've come, ye old Vinland Faire, to grant thee merriment another year. Here be jousting, feasting, drama, dance, become our fair queen, now's your chance. Ancient mysteries, a prince in disguise, travel to the past, if you just believe your eyes. Brindlewood Bay's annual Vinland Medieval Faire takes place around an actual Norse burial mound. The Viking flavor of the fair itself, however, merely pays lip service to this local history. Folk arrive in a pastiche of fashions, styling themselves as Tudor princesses, winged fae, and even the occasional Sailor Moon cosplay. And you, too, have come in full regalia, as always, to participate in this pageantry. But this year it seems merriment has morphed into misadventure as a tourney has turned topsy-turvy. Yesterday, a performer playing Lancelot, Mendel MacArthur, was impaled in a joust and collapsed from her horse, dead. So, the fair itself has portrayed this fatal fall as an accident to prevent a panic, a fluke. However, you read the sheriff's and medical examiner's reports. What key detail from the circumstances of the incident or regarding Mendel's corpse suggests she experienced an unchivalrous demise even before she was lanced through the heart? And this is a question I direct to... Who would be able to get into the coroner's office, into the medical examiner's office and Sheriff Dalrymple's office to be able to read these reports?
Pearl.
Giving baked goods to the
Secretary.
receptionist again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yes, what key detail from the circumstances of the incident or regarding Mendel's corpse suggests that she experienced an unchivalrous demise even before she was lanced through the heart?
Toxicology report. There were high levels of a sleep aid in her system. She should not have been even trying to ride a horse, much less doing anything strenuous with that. And the suggestion is that perhaps someone drugged her water bottle shortly before that she drank shortly before the joust.
And completely not relevant to the mystery itself, what features of the fair keep you, and meaning all of you, coming back year after year? There is a list, or you can imagine your own. So I'm going to label these out, but then I'm also going to paste them into the chat. Give me a second. It's a bit of a list. So yeah, look at this in the Discord chat because it'll probably be more supportive than the Zoom chat at the moment. So no, I just saw these sweatshirts. Oh my god, chat is hilarious. Okay, so here's the choices for why you keep coming back year after year. You choose one or make up your own. All right, and I'm going to read them out. Cuddling Rachael, the nearly domesticated raccoon. Everyone wears masks at a candlelit community contra dance. Punk rock bands perform at the main stage in Pleasure Meadow. There are plentiful benches and gnarled maple stumps to lounge on and nap. Employees are respectful, rarely cussing or goofing off in presence of the public. The well-organized and relaxed atmosphere. Medical staff are on call. Clearly marked, accessible, and easily navigable avenues, impossible to get lost in. And bountiful, affordable, and scrumptious food and drink, including a feast at noontime. What brings you back here?
Pearl's all about... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Pearl.
Pearl is all about the food. No question. She's sometimes cornered these slightly startled food service workers to ask questions about the type of pastry on the mushroom hand pies or whatever. But mostly she just enjoys it.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, Sai also, like, obviously the food is a big draw. But I love the idea of Sai liking the punk rock bands performing.
I'd say either that one or I picture you at the plentiful benches so you can
Yeah,
just sit there and look.
I had a hard time choosing between the napping and the punk rock.
I'm like, oh, I mean,
You can sit and knit
You
while
know
you
what,
listen to punk
Mazi?
rock.
I think you should be the punk rock.
I was looking at the nearly domesticated raccoon for Mazi.
Oh, true.
That's
That's got the element of chaos. That's
just
true.
that element of like, slightly dangerous.
Is this a good idea?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it isn't.
You just make sure your hands do not smell like funnel cakes before. I made that mistake 2 years ago.
It's a hard learned lesson.
It is a hard learned lesson. 4 shots later, and yeah, no.
Oh my god. So is it the benches and the gnarled maple stumps or the punk rock bands?
I'm gonna go benches for napping for sure.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. Awesome.
And it's cuddling Rachael, the slightly feral raccoon, not the nearly domesticated. Just saying.
Oh boy. Slightly feral.
Is it coincidence that the raccoon is named Rachel, or is that a
Oh my gosh.
tribute?
Yeah, I saw
Oh my
that. I was like,
gosh.
obviously. That's
No,
me.
I just hear Tenacious D singing tribute. Oh my god. All right. Okay.
I
and
once
then
went to a small reggae festival where I met a pet raccoon that promptly climbed to the top of my head and would not come down.
okay then.
Nope.
Living my
Alrighty.
best life there, man.
Okay.
You as a
So,
person, or you
Yeah,
as Pearl?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, me as a person. I was
I
in
assumed
college.
she meant her as a person.
Can't
I mean,
picture
in
Pearl at a reggae
character
festival.
or
Out of character.
Yeah.
I can't picture Pearl at a reggae festival. I mean, if she felt a need to be at one, she'd
If someone
she'd
got
blend.
murdered there, Pearl would show up.
Or if there was someone to grift.
yeah, true. Maybe you
Or-
knew somebody.
or
That's
if there
the
was
problem
really
with.
good baked goods. We do know Pearl likes the baked goods.
Makes the baked goods. Okay. Now, last establishing question. What eye-catching costumes do you wear to the fair? Narrate your entrances. Again, eye-catching and entrances. And you can go hog wild because again, like there's some people doing some Sailor Moon cosplay, but there's also some people that like, do the full Tudor get up and stuff. So I mean like, you decide. I'm a nurse. I've got to post that first before I start posting Golden Grifter
nice.
stuff because that was such a great series.
Yes.
I'm a nurse. Oh
Hmm.
my god.
I think Pearl is going full Disney style fairy godmother.
Oh.
So a somewhat sparkly gown and little fairy wings and a magic wand and yeah. Just feeling whimsical,
Okay.
twinkling at the children.
So benevolent. Okay, go ahead.
Sai is going to be fully decked in Viking costume with braids and a leather, I'm going to say vest, but that's not the right word for the article of clothing, but it's essentially a
Bustier?
vest.
The bustier?
No lifting or separating or tucking of any kind. Just a very loose, like animal fur vest thing happening. A big
Jerkin?
belt. Yeah, probably. I'll get a picture. A
Okay.
big belt, a tunic under that, some pants, not leather pants, although that would be probably more appropriate. There's no way Sai is going to hang out in hot weather in leather pants. And then like Viking leather boots, but they're just covers for her regular orthopedic shoes.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, because I was thinking about that. I was just like, all you got to do is like get those Velcro straps so you can drape the fabric or the leather pleather, whatever the hell it is, like onto to make it look like a boot, but it's on top
Right.
of your shoe. Absolutely. Those are
Right.
great.
And she's got like a hammer, but it looks like she got it from a certain Norse god marvel, like during Halloween time.
I was just gonna say
Sure.
from a spirit.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great.
So she's also got that. And then like a around the waist pouch that has like her wallet and her keys and her ID and stuff in it.
Hmm.
So Mazi, being the gearhead she is full steampunk.
Nice.
So she's got like the little fascinator with the cogs and everything. She's got a pair of goggles. Got the corset with the gears for the buttons and like eyelets and stuff. Like it's just like full, and it's all coppers and silvers and like very metallic-y colors.
Sure.
So yeah, and glitter, lots of glitter. Because she basically gets dressed and then dumps glitter on and is like, we're going out to a party like Turinfest, like you have to have glitter.
I love the three of us together right now. We in no way coordinated.
Oh heck no.
Bibbity bobbity boo, along with the power of Thor
And
and
friendship and glitter.
oh my God, what the? Oh man, this is great. Okay, so now I'm going to post this into the chat as well, because this is a page that I can show you all. During this mystery, all mavens share the following custom move. Give me a second. I'm going to pop it into the chat. Fudge. There's a custom move for this, as well as commercial prompts. Now, I don't know if we've ever done this. I think we have, but maybe not in this particular series. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Fantastic.
Love these pictures. Jesus. Okay, so just in case anybody does not remember what cut to commercial prompts are, I'm going to go ahead and double check myself because it's been a while. Been a hot minute. All right, so for cut to commercial, it's basically a move to save the mavens. Should be done once per mystery, but I mean, I feel like he's given so many choices. It's like I may allow more than that. So I believe like if it's a miss, then you can have the option to cut to commercial, which means I'll give you a prompt and then you're going to go ahead and then come up with the commercial to be able to have your result be, I forget whether it's upgraded or go straight to 12. I'll have to double check that. But either way, it's still fun and there's a lot of them here. So let's see how much we can play. All right. So just so you know, the custom move is, let me just, come on. No, there we go. All right. So the custom move is called All's Fair with an E in Love and Gore. When you wholeheartedly participate in any of the festivities at the Vinland Medieval Faire, mark a diamond below and answer its corresponding paint the scene question. When all diamonds are marked, the crown of the Fair Queen is unlocked, a crown that is available to be put on by a single maven until the end of the mystery. All right, so the diamonds to mark are: you have discovered who the prince in disguise is. Name and reveal them. What quality of royalty betrays their attempts to deflect attention? They bow and owe you a favor. Then you feel as though you have been actually teleported to old Vinland when the Vikings roamed these shores. What aesthetic details around you appear entirely too realistic? And then there is something altogether fey about this fair. What is it? And real witches walk among us. How do you know this? And finally, the quality of your costuming feels much higher than you remember when you put it on. What about yourself has changed, or simply has always been the case, that makes you feel like you are truly embodying your character? This is amazing. So you have the choice to do this move if you want and, unlock the crown of the Fair Queen. All right. And then the cut to commercial prompts are fun too, but like, we'll get to those when it gets specific. So, yeah, I mean, so many things to check out in this fair. But again, you guys know that the the poor Lancelot died, was killed. Okay, that's not an accident. And the festivities include a battle royale at the jousting ring, the ice cream chow down at the royal food court, dunking witches at Misty's Pond, a hedge maze surrounding the Vinland era burial mound, and talent show at the main stage in Pleasure Meadow. Wow, there's a whole bunch of them. And then 2 more. Window shopping and crafting in the Magic Market, and the boat burning on Brindlewood Bay. Yeah. So there's a lot. Why do I get the feeling that you guys are going to try to go for... Hold on. All of the clues.
I was going to say there's a lot to explore.
Yeah.
Hello, cutie.
Requisite pet picture.
Yep. Oh.
Do you sound like we think caviar sounds?
Roof.
Meow.
That goes with the eyebrows, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right. So, yeah.
Can you relist the options of what to do or paste them in the chat?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Sorry.
Because all I remember is shopping.
That is where Mazi gravitates the most. It's great.
That's where Rachael gravitates at Ren fairs, is the shopping. I love
Oh,
looking at all
yeah.
the trinkets and things.
I remember my first ever Ren fair. It's like I went hog wild and I ended up like getting a barmaid costume.
Nice.
The shirt, the corset, and the big long knotted skirt. And the boots, because I'm crazy. But it was the best.
I had one year we went to the Ren fair down in Deerfield, and it was kind of cold, so I wore like black leggings underneath like a black kind of skirt, and it got a little bit warmer, so I kind of hitched it up on one side, as you do.
Yes, you
And then we decided to get funnel cakes, which then put powdered little spots all over. And the whole rest of the day, I was the Dread Pirate Sugar Pants.
did. Nice.
So,
Dread Pirate Sugar Pants.
Yep.
I guess that was your stage name.
that was my stage name.
That was your stage name.
I also did the Bodacious Bodice challenge one year for that, where you had to get up and jump on a trampoline to be judged. As you can imagine why.
Uh-huh.
I did not win.
Oh.
I'm pretty well endowed, but I did not win.
Damn. So somebody was really carrying some jugs there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So I think this is a good time to definitely take a break, and you guys can peruse the locations that are in the chat now, and then figure out where you want to go, whether it be together or individually. Okay.
What
I'm
is
gonna
the
go
name
ahead.
of this?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's the Vinland Medieval Faire.
The mystery is a night to remember, though.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Right. I haven't put it in the thing because I was indecisive. So we're going to take 15 minutes because of between me taking a break and also plugging in some of this stuff into the mystery tab. That'll be great. All right.
Okay.
So we're back. Sorry. We're back 1 minute past the
And you
past
said
the
we
hour.
need 37 clues for this?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Take your 15 minutes. I'll be back.
All right. Behave now.
As my players have discovered, we can play on the whiteboard. But this particular mystery allows you to draw a map of the Vinland Medieval Faire. So that's kind of cool, and I wanted to just give this option. So, yeah. Play away. We're going to go ahead and do this. So given all these locations that are available to you guys, I mean, like, where do you want to go, or where does each character want to go?
I think
Especially
before
if you want
anything,
to do your questions or play around with the custom move.
right. I should look at the custom move again before I decide.
Is that in the Discord?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
And I also posted it in the very bottom of the character keeper where it's under notes for the mystery. It during this mystery, it allows you to do the custom move. So you can unlock Crown of the Fair Queen if you so choose. You don't have to, but there you go. And by the way, since I forgot to do this on recording, the complexity for this mystery is 7.
So we're gonna get 14 clues.
At least.
Well, we need a few extras, so we're probably gonna go for 18. That way we have a couple in case they don't fit together. And,
In fairness, have you seen how we roll?
Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So do not blame me
So
on that.
I know
that bit.
Mazi would definitely want to do the hedge maze surrounding the burial, the burial one, because I feel like that's something that's like a challenge. Like, can I get to the middle? And she likes a challenge.
Okay. Luna, where would you like to go? I mean, Sai, where would you like to go?
I think we should. Well, I was gonna say maybe we should stick together, but it's pretty early on still. I'm drawn to the jousting ring because that's where it went down.
Yeah.
A good point.
And again, they're trying to cover it up. Like, it was fine. Like,
Tragic
nothing.
accident.
Tragic
Things
accident.
happen.
Exactly.
Oh, I have an important question.
Yes.
Pets are allowed at this festival, right?
Yes, because, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to mention to you now, one of the NPCs happens to have a pet rat. So,
I am so excited right now. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I hadn't incorporated caviar into my costume, but I think I would like to.
okay. Could be part of your fur coat.
I was gonna have just totally anachronistic of my costume. I was gonna have one of those cat backpacks that has like the bubble globe
Oh my
opening
God, that's
Mm.
hilarious.
in it.
So
So
caviar can look all around.
yeah. And he's got his harness so that he can like get out and run around if he wants to, but for right now he's in the cat backpack in the bubble globe.
You're familiar. Okay, so we
Speaking of
got...
familiars, I'm going to check out the witch dunking.
Okay. This is perfect. Okay. Let's go to the jousting ring first. So, the battle royale in the jousting ring. In the same dirt ring where the jousts were held yesterday, archers, sabers, and battle axes are at the ready. Of course, these are all foam, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? The game has one touch and you're out rule. Last one standing lights the fire at the boat burning, which is what's next. But that's later on in the festival, okay? Paint the scene. Mendel bled out here yesterday. What evidence of this remains? And as a reminder, paint the scenes are for everyone.
I'm gonna say that for sure they have not been able to get the blood out of the dirt in the arena. Like the arena floor
Right.
is dusty because it's hot. It's sort of the dog days of summer, so it's still hot even though it's getting into fall. And there's no way to you can't mop a dirt floor.
Right.
So I would say there's still a big stain. It's not wet anymore. It's been soaked up, but you can clearly see the dark spot.
Oh, sure.
in the arena.
So hold on, can you rephrase the question just because I want to make sure I address it the right way.
There is still evidence of Mendel's accident here at the jousting ring. What do you see?
Ooh. You're right there. So I was gonna say that kind of in the same vein as size, but she had been riding a like a light colored horse, and there is still some staining down one side of it where she was initially hit and then kind of like, fell and like kind of like they haven't washed the horse thoroughly, so there's still like a almost like a blood smear across the horse, if you see said horse. Plus, they're out in the woods, so I'm assuming there's not just readily accessible everything.
Sorry, I just keep looking at the map. I think when Mendel fell, one of the first things the first responders did, of course, was take off her helmet. And her helmet is still sitting on a bench at the edge of the arena. Nobody has moved it or taken it away or anything. Whether it's meant to be some sort of tribute or whether just nobody's thought of it, hard to say.
You're here at the jousting ring. Give me a second. All right, so you're here at the jousting ring, and let's see who is here. Give me a second. Yeah, again, there's the battle royale tourney. I think there's turns taken, or maybe like, okay, you have so much time in the ring, like it may be like 3 minutes, and it's like it's an all-out kind of melee situation, but with like some measure of controls, even with the foamies. You see someone who has, amazingly enough, a peregrine falcon perched on her glove. I mean, this isn't a normal thing. However, you've seen her before in the numerous times that you have attended the fair. It's Dakota Reynolds, but she always prefaces by saying, "Mrs., please." So she's the falconer of this Ren Fair, and of this medieval fair, and then she's also the chief executive officer. So she's like kind of running the show too, basically. And she has gray eyes, and she seems to have like lots of worry lines around her mouth. And she's kind of like looking on at the battlers, I guess, with that worried expression on her face. But you approach in your regalia and your backpack, Sai. So you see her there. Do you look on next to her, or do you kind of like make the roundabout around the tourney area?
I am definitely going to get close to her and engage her if possible. Are they still having competitions in the jousting ring? Is that what you said, that there's still like battles going on there today?
Yeah, that's like so they've traded out the actual actual jousting for the battle royale. So maybe like there's like 5 combatants in the arena at one time, so it's like somewhat controlled. And they've got the foamies, and they're like, again, one touch, you're out.
Like a gladiator situation,
Yeah.
sort of. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to approach her. You said I've seen her before. I'll introduce myself and say terrible business yesterday.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. I mean, such a such a terrible shame. Absolutely. She was one of our better players. She worked up to being Lancelot.
Is that something that um there's a lot of competition for? Did she have to earn that? Or, I mean, you said that she worked her way up.
Yes, I mean, when you do this sort of thing, it's not just about acting. It's about, giving everyone an experience of what this is like. And when you become a character, you want to make sure you are embodying that character fully, not only with some of the scenes, but also when you are actually doing some of these actual battles. I mean, she had to train. She had to learn how to be not only on the horse, but also to you know be able to do the jousting as well. And she was one of the extras, I suppose you would call them. Just creating atmosphere here at the fair. But yes, I mean, she worked her way up, and she became uh, quite high up and highly regarded to be able to do Lancelot. Yes.
How long did she work to become Lancelot? That must take quite a while.
I mean, she also had helped behind the scenes, uh, in between fairs, to be able to, you know, do some of the administrative work, and then also doing the logistics. I mean, she wanted to get her hands dirty in all senses of the word. I mean, like, not only learning the skills necessary to be able to embody Lancelot, but also some of the backstage type of things to be able to run a show like this. She was very dedicated.
It must be just a terrible shock to her family.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything about her that I can tell now that I'm standing closer to her that I wouldn't be able to see from further away?
You're looking over Dakota Reynolds.
Hmm.
Do you want to go ahead and do an meddling move at this point to keep her
Uh,
talking, or do you want to just observe her?
I would like to just observe her.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and have you do a meddling move with reason if you're just observing her.
That's 2d6 plus 1.
Correct. Oops.
7. Oh, do I take the highest one or is it
No, no, no.
dead?
2d6. The total of the 2d6 and then plus one.
7.
Okay.
Because,
Because
hmm
I think you notice that she has the demeanor of somebody who wants to protect this whole idea, event, more than anything else. I think you gather that she is the one who made the decision to just call it an accident, especially because she's the CEO of the place, um, of the event. But I think what's interesting is that as you're observing her and she is paying attention to the battle royale that's going on in the arena, you notice that on the leg of her falcon, there is a message tied to it.
Interesting.
Mm. And I think,
And she's just letting it chill there.
Yeah, I mean, she has it on her glove. It seems
Okay.
to be well trained. Or
No, I mean the message. She's just leaving it on her falcon's
yeah,
foot. Okay.
yeah. She kind of like will. Some other people will come up to her and like issue some condolences, just as you have for Mendel's family. And she just kind of says to them, and I think this is like not just regular guests. I think this is like maybe some higher ups, like in this event, some of the logistical people, maybe a board member or two or something. And you overhear her say to them, "My role is to keep the dream alive. This fair permits people to be transported to a fantasy. Guests may be queens, princes, find the loves of their lives, unlike outside. This bay is idyllic for you transplants who can easily retire here. But the times are tougher for many others. I cannot have one disturbance at the fair ruin what gives our visitors release." And we're going to switch over to Pearl over at the witch dunking. Pearl. The dunking of witches at Misty's Pond. There are staff members that prep guests in pointy felt hats so they may get their pictures taken just before they plunge into the vegetal waters. A phantom prince of the pond is rumored to lurk beneath the black ripples, awaiting a squire who was long denied to him. Paint the scene. You have been dunked here before. Was it a joy or just embarrassing?
I think it was embarrassing because I was not planning to be dunked. I was just observing. I'd come in a very basic costume that year. I wasn't trying to get deeply into the activities, and uh the grandchildren of an acquaintance of mine decided that I really had to. Uh and sort of chivied me into it. Uh and I wasn't really dressed for it, and there's a lot of icky pondweed in there that kind of clings. Yeah, awkward.
Paint the scene, yes, definitely.
Okay, that's what I
Sorry.
So
thought.
we all get to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I enjoyed it. Mazi enjoyed it only because that year she came specifically dressed for this. Like she planned ahead and wore something that would like work for it. So I thoroughly enjoyed it the one time I did it, because I had planned accordingly. I had dressed like one of the washing well winches and like hammed it up a little bit, trying to get into like the fun of it. So I think Mazi would have enjoyed it. Plus, it probably was a little refreshing if it's kind of the end of the summer. It's a little hot and
Yeah.
no.
Does she get to keep the felt hat?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that would be part of like, maybe the token admission or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to get a fancier felt hat, sure, and then you would like, purchase some bibs and bobs for it or something. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine so.
I'm here for that.
Mozzie's always here for a hat.
I did not wear a hat that year because I knew I'd be getting a hat.
Gotcha. All right, let me just double check something because there's a special doodad for this. And did you Sai, did you do this?
No, I have not done my thing yet.
Okay.
I was waiting for your doodad. Should I go
Okay.
first?
Yes, because it's
Okay.
like I need to figure out who gets to do this doodad.
Okay.
Who gets to do the doodad?
Um, Sai definitely has gone to Misty's pond before for the dunking. Not to participate, of course, because, caviar would never have it. Uh, no. Also, pond water is just a strong no thank you from Cynthia. Um, However, it is great fun to go and sit in the shade on the side of the pond with the beverage and watch Mazi and Pearl get dunked.
Of course it is.
I know how to have a good time, and it is by sitting in the shade with a drink, watching your friends get dunked.
I'm gonna say, to make it fun and creepy, the doodad is as you are watching your friends getting dunked. I think you fall asleep and you experience a vision or a dream or a nightmare where you are watching the dunking, but then you start to fall asleep. And then maybe it kind of like drifts into like fades to black and then back into gray. And then you seem to see in sepia tones or something where you are watching. Your friends have disappeared. The fair trappings have disappeared. And you are actually watching in this vision. You are watching a witch set up to be drowned. It is an execution. Is this a peek at the past or the future? This is for you, Sai.
Do I get to decide?
Yeah.
It is definitely a peek at the past. I'd say Brindlewood Bay is East Coast influenced, and it's been here long enough that it was probably around when that was a much more common thing. And ponds can be hundreds of years old, and we don't always know what's at the bottom of them. And so I would say that this pond, if it's natural, could have been around and could have been witness to something as tragic as that, for sure. And that energy would stay in the water.
For sure. And I'm going to say, I'm going to make it even more interesting by saying that you see in your vision there are, besides the witch that's being set up for this execution, you see those that are sentencing her and calling for this to happen. And I think the person in the robes of not the one who's actually like tying the witch up to be to be drowned, but like maybe the one who's doing the sentencing, I suppose. Like they seem to have a Bible in their hand or whatever, or some kind of book, law book, has a very uncanny resemblance to Alonso.
My Alonso?
Your Alonso.
Oh, he is fired. How dare he make me mad in a dream?
We come out of Sai's vision and come back to you, Pearl, who's here, watching people get dunked, or get set up to be dunked. Some of them, like, look like they're awaiting anxiously, so this way they can kind of dip into the cool water and such. Yeah. And then there's like somebody like that's doing the carnival barker stuff, which is, saying it's like, yes, and the prince of the pond is waiting for a squire who was long denied to him. He is rumored to lurk beneath these waves, these ripples, this black water. One of the attendants for this attraction or what have you, she approaches you. She has like a pin that reads, "Dark Magic Works and Wares, Black Owned and Proud." And she's wearing a bonnet with an azure veil, and she has a small rat nibbling blue cheese from her palm sitting on her shoulder.
You have an adorable little pet there.
Yeah, he does all right.
What's his name?
Rooster. You had to you look familiar. Did you did you take a dunking recently?
I did last year, and yeah.
Oh,
I
didn't
wasn't
like it.
I wasn't exactly prepared. I got sort of bullied into it by friends.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I mean, it's like just remember, it's like, once we get through this hot section, it's like, just want to take a dip in the water. This is the easiest way to do it.
That's true. That's true. It is a warm day, and I am wearing too many petticoats here. But
Well, I mean, like if you work magic, I mean, that's simple enough. You
oh
don't need
yes.
you don't need your wand or your bibbity bobbity boo scarf or what have you. I mean, if you wish to see magic, you just close your eyes, take a breath, and then open them. When you see with eyes unclouded, you will understand that this fair itself is a curse.
Oh, curse.
Yeah. I was, well, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm kind of going in between being my witchy self, sales witchy self, and also, just thinking about what happened to Mendel.
Yeah, that I heard about the accident. That's awful. Were you
Yeah,
were you close?
we were friends. I mean, they, you know, Mendel had worked worked her way up, and managed to go from working some of the events to being able to be Lancelot.
It's a very big role, yes.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Flannery.
Oh,
Uh,
Pearl.
oh, nice to meet you, Pearl. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
It was an accident. Yeah.
You sound unconvinced.
Yeah, let's just say that I closed my eyes and took a breath. And she looks at you straight in the eyes. And I think my eyes are unclouded right now.
Ah, it can be difficult seeing a beloved place or beloved people in a less than flattering new light sometimes.
I mean, worked here for years. And you just have to keep spouting the party line. But sometimes that party's not so fun anymore.
Hmm. Well, I hope the magic returns for you too in a better way.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
like
no.
I'm taking away from your enjoyment of the park. Some saleswoman I am.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Sometimes you just need a friendly ear for a moment, and I'm happy to be that.
Mm. Is there anything that you've enjoyed from the fair so far? I mean, is there anything that I can um, direct you to that you haven't tried yet?
Well, I was actually thinking, I didn't enjoy being dunked last time, but it's a warm day, and I'm a little overdressed.
I mean, we have the lockers right over there. I mean, you can go ahead and put the big stuff, and then just kind of just take a little dip. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah, I'm wearing a slip that'll be quite adequate covering, so why not?
Okay. All right. And then she'll help you get ready, like, whatever accoutrements, and then, like, she'll give you the pointy hat if you want. Um, and so, yeah. Do you actually want to get dunked? Or
I'm
are
gonna
you
do
doing
it.
them? Okay. Are you?
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna ham it up for the people watching, telling them, a curse upon you, you will rue the day that you sentenced me to this ignominious fate. And
Yeah, I think Flannery's like, smiling ear to ear, like, enjoying your engagement with it. Um, she's kind of like giving you that signal of like, yeah, well, doing great. Yeah, do you want to do any kind of meddling or anything like that at this point, or?
um, yeah, let's see. I think, um, what is the best meddling move to make here? Because I got kind of caught up
Yeah,
in the whole dunking thing. Um,
observation is reason. I mean, you were talking to her, but you don't have to. And then if you want to go like, like real gonzo, you could try using some sensitivity around this weird area.
I think I'm actually gonna try for one last quick chat with her just before I go in.
Sure.
And
What specifically are you going to ask?
I would like to ask, is there anybody or any activity you think I ought to stay away from if I want a pleasant, peaceful day?
Go ahead and roll. 2d6 plus presence seems appropriate.
Ugh, only a 5.
Really? Even with
Yep.
your plus
Y-
what?
Yep. A 1,
Damn.
a 2, and a +2.
Okay. So,
Oh, no, I see why.
hmm?
For some reason, it was rolling D2s and not D6s. How the
Weird.
heck did that happen? Okay,
Okay.
let's try that properly.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, damn it, what?
Well, this time it's a 6.
Are you
I'm serious.
Oh my god. Now we need 23 clues. Who knows? Okay.
That's why.
Okay. So, all right. I'm going to tell you what goes wrong, and then you can tell me if you want to put on a mask. With a 6. Oh boy. With a 6. Yeah, she's helping you get some stuff on at the moment. And then you're asking her this question, and she really does consider this um quite hard, as a matter of fact, because I mean, again, she's still thinking about her friend. But I think you will see Pearl, like, you guys are like off in the like a setback area, like behind like some screens to get ready, and you're the last one to go for a dunking, at least for this set, for this round. And so it's just the two of you back there. And I think as she's considering this, and then maybe you turn away to fix stays on the whatever, I think somebody snatches Flannery. And yeah.
Yep. Hey,
Flannery
go.
disappears. Right. So we can run with that as Flannery is snatched from you, or you can put on a mask. I mean, crown. My God, we got to remember my games. Put on a crown to prevent that from happening and get a 7 to 9, so you can get a clue at least. Complicated, but at least you will at least get a clue. And you can do a crown of the past or the void. Like literally kidnaps her.
You know, I'm gonna let that stand.
So yeah, Flannery disappears. While your back is turned. Okay? And then we are going to head over to the hedge maze.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Okay. So, over at the hedge maze with Mazi.
Hedge maze.
Hedge maze. Okay. This hedge maze surrounds the Vinland era burial mound. Needlepoint ivy entangles overripe grapes and interfaces through trellises and mossy-smelling hedges, leading you astray from the historically precious center. Paint the scene for everyone. This maze was constructed to shield an archaeological curiosity. However, the public and fair employees find its camouflage convenient for stolen kisses. What do you notice that tells you these walls have witnessed recent romance?
I'm going to say, kind of, so you can see where the path goes. You can see little, shoots off to the sides where there might be like a bench for sitting, or maybe like a little fountain, something decorative. I'm going to say by one of the benches, it looks like there's been a pair of like little fairy wings that have been like forgotten. So obviously they were set aside for reasons and then perhaps forgotten.
I'm going to say that the benches are wooden benches, and in them you can see where people have carved their initials, LS plus JK equals heart, or like they're in a heart, or just like a lover's tree, but on the bench.
And I'm gonna say that there's in addition to the benches, the path is wide enough in some places that there's a verge, a bit of grass, or I think it's actually planted with low growing thyme because it grows low and it stands up well to being trodden on and smells nice. But there are one or two places where that thyme has definitely been rather squashed down recently, uh as if non-vertical activity has taken place there.
Okay. All right. So,
Trampled time.
trampled time. Da da da. So,
May I say, I am really impressed by this map at this stage. This is
yeah, I know. Seriously, you guys
That's
are
all
like,
Psy, man.
yeah.
damn. Okay.
Mine's just the map with the little, looks like skull and crossbones. That's all I did.
I can't figure out how to get an image in like you did, Rachel.
You have to save it first, and then there's a little arrow with the line under it.
Oh
And
yeah,
then it
because you
says
can
upload
upload it.
PDF
You can
and images.
An
Yeah.
arrow with a line under it.
On the left hand side, the little
on
toolbar.
on the navigation bar. This thing. I don't know if you can see my
She's a-
pointer pointing. Okay.
Uh,
Hang on.
I am genuinely not seeing that.
Interesting.
It's okay. I'll just keep doodling.
Your doodles are wonderful. By all means, keep
Ah,
doodling.
please do.
Drawing the pond was like the absolute extent of mine. So,
Quick question, Mads.
Yeah.
For those things with the diamond things.
Yeah.
How and when do we do those?
You tell me when you want to do them, and we will get you engaged.
Oh, I want to do one.
Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Ba-da-ba.
I
When
already
you're
know which one I want to do.
Okay, corresponding to paint scene. Okay, so yeah, which one do you want to do? And then I'll mark it off.
I wanted to do the one that says, you feel as though you've been actually teleported to Old Vinland.
Okay, so read that prompt off, and then read that narration, and then read the prompt, please.
Okay, so it says, you feel as though the all's fair in love and gore part first.
No, because like I've already
Okay.
said what the thing is. So now
Gotcha.
you would pick one of those
Diamonds.
fair activities, and then you would
So it's I'm going with the you feel as though you've been actually teleported to Old Vinland, where the Vikings roamed these shores. What aesthetic details around you appear entirely too realistic? So I imagine that as I'm going through, kind of through the maze, it's your standard, hedge maze. We've got our smush time. We've got the fairy wings. We've got the carvings in the benches and stuff. As I kind of wind my way through it and get closer to maybe that artifact, or supposedly where the artifact is, I start to notice that I can almost like smell the ocean more. Like there's like a stronger sea breeze. It's more briny, and then there's maybe more almost like seashells and stuff like in the dirt and the gravel. Like I'd be, you'd find more like on the beach. And then there's a hint of what could possibly be a bone of some sort, maybe animal or human, maybe under a bush, kind of peering out. And it's like, oh, that's a nice touch because it's a burial mound. And okay, so kind of getting more and more more bones and things that I might start seeing that could be real, could be decoration. They've done a great job decorating this place, guys.
Oh man, oh god.
10 out of 10. Recommend the bones in the maze.
Damn. Okay. Sounds great. Okay. So there is a special rule here, but only when you find a clue within. So
Okay,
you need to find a clue.
I'm on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some actually there's many people here. I mean, like, of course it's a medieval fair, so a lot of people are, again, out and about with their costuming and everything like this. Like maybe you see some familiar faces from town that are here. I'm not going to mention them because it's like I tend to forget like the NPCs unless you concentrate on them. So I mean, but yeah. So how are you planning on looking for a clue, or did you want to talk to somebody?
Probably after I kind of mill around, as I get closer to where the artifact is supposedly being kept, is there any kind of indication that like it's blocked off, or they're like redirecting you in a different direction, or is there anything
Oh,
like
no.
that? Or
No.
Okay.
Like the hedge maze is what's the word? Completely like self-directed. I mean, like, it's up to you to figure out like, where you are. Although, I
Okay.
mean, like, I'm sure there's like enough people that aren't necessarily like regular guests that may be like, workers in disguise, volunteers in disguise to help you out if you're looking like you're really in distress. Like you can't like make your way out, but yeah.
Okay, if I see somebody who looks like they maybe kind of are working the maze, quote unquote,
Hmm.
after I see a couple of the bones sort of like sidle up, be like, hey, you guys did a great job upping the decorations. The salt smell, it's a very nice touch.
Sorry, I'm like answering another question.
No, you're good.
The
I hear the tippy tappers.
yes. Okay. I'm sorry. So you're going to try to find somebody here to ask a question of.
Kind of inquire about like how did they get the salt smell, and I'm sort of just complimenting the decor. The new skulls and skull and bows are great addition.
Now, are you just making the comment in the air, or are you like actually looking for somebody to talk to? I'm sorry, I'm trying to clarify because it depends on how how this goes. It's like I'm trying to figure out who to put in here to answer
I'd
your
probably be
question.
looking just for somebody who looks like they're working the maze to kind of talk to about some of the more elaborate looking, like the one that looks like a skull. Like, wow, that's a really real looking skull. That's cool.
Yeah, I think then you will find yourself talking to, well, somebody that immediately catches your attention because he is walking on his hands into where you find yourself in the maze. He has a Queen of Hearts Venetian mask on, and he's got a purple beard. Sorry. And so, yeah, I mean, he's walking on his hands, and he kind of just has this look on what part of his face that you can see, kind of this game and grin type of thing, and then he kind of bounces off of his hands, and then strolls up to you and says, "Oh yes, I mean, it's the feeling. It's the feeling that people get when they're here. It's like getting a touch of the old land and connecting to that space that we all find ourselves here and in the past. I'm Tuesday Elliot Thompson. I'm the fool of this medieval fair."
Have you been to this one before? I don't recognize you.
Oh, well, I mean, this is quite a large fair, so, I mean, sometimes I'll be out and about and amusing people elsewhere. You may not have seen me because I'm, again, just that jack of all trades. I mean, perhaps I was the fool this year, and perhaps I was the barman last year, or even, like a dread pirate the year before that. Who knows?
See. And so I'm kind of looking over his outfit, and it's you say it's like a full outfit, so I'm assuming it's got maybe like little bells on his feet, like that typical, I'm guessing, sort of like almost like the jester-y style.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got that kind of style to him. Maybe
Okay.
he jingles his little toe bells, in your direction, and then kind of he's a very springy kind of dude, right? Because he bounds onto his hands, kind of hangs there, and then lets his feet, kind of give him that counterbalance, and then bounces immediately back onto his feet and saying, "Ta-da!"
Oh, very nice. So
Out of curiosity, I mean, if you're curious about other people that are here, there's a sailor. There's a sailor around here who is always looking for fool's gold. We call him the Iron Pirate. Get it?
I get it. The fool's gold. And do you happen to have any of that fool's gold on you, Mr. Fool?
He pats his vest and his pockets. No pockets. No, unfortunately, I do not. But I'd be happy to direct you to the stand where, of course, they will sell that sort of thing for a very, very reasonable penny. Absolutely.
I see. What else would you recommend? And where's the sailor typically found?
Oh, like me, he's out and about. And I can definitely suggest Are you looking for events? Or are you looking for things to buy?
I'll go with an event. What's your top rated event?
Ooh, well, if you want to fight, then definitely take in the battle royale at the jousting ring. They had to switch out the usual jousts because of the incident. And this is where he's like, looking a little bit more serious, for sure.
Were you close with was it Mendel?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, she was my partner. I mean, it was only yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to keep up my demeanor for the guests. Absolutely. Yes, just terrible accident. But
Do you have... Sorry, and I don't want to pry too much, but you said you were her partner. Is there anybody you would think would want to harm her?
I wouldn't say harm her. I mean, if anything, I would have expected myself to be run through. Mendel liked to... Well, she loved people. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I need you to give me a meddling move for information. So, meddling move with presence.
Ew. I'm getting better at that. I got better. Let me just take a look at my cozy stuff. Make sure there's nothing I want to do. Okay, yeah, I think... yeah, I'll just go ahead with it. Alright. Heyo. A 9 total.
Nice. Okay. So
Depressingly, the best roll of the evening.
Right?
I know. All right, so a couple things. So I'm gonna give you a clue, and then I'm gonna give you a thingy that's gonna happen with the clue. So let me look up a clue first. So let's see. And this is you talking to him, yes?
Maybe trying to console him a little bit, like, I'm so sorry,
Yeah, he gets a bit somber, and I'm gonna say he kind of mentions to you that, again, that she loved people, and he will disclose that he's not her only partner, although he, again, figures that he is a favored one because he has a pewter mug engraved "Till death do us part." That is the clue. A pewter mug engraved with "Till death do us part." And then he'll make a mention of, but again, she loved people quite a lot. And it is a surprise that I'm not the one who was taken down. I mean, I'm not sure if she could even feel jealousy, but I mean, you should talk to Astrid. Astrid is the winner of the joust, unfortunately or fortunately, and she is also Mendel's partner. So, I think she is over by the... No, she would not be. She would probably be over by... Sorry, let's try to get to the different festivities. She would probably be getting ready for the boat burning. Because she, I think, at this point would be avoiding everything and anything in the jousting ring. For good reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
I think I'd
see.
kind of lay a hand on his arm and be like, no, she'll be remembered, and we'll carry on in the festivities, but don't think that nobody's thinking of her. Just like very like heartfelt, like feeling bad for this guy because he's obviously, sad.
Yeah.
I don't like
Now,
sad people.
Here's the thingy.
Sad
Here's the
fool.
special rule. When you find a clue within, say how it helps you to find the center of the maze.
Oh.
And there you will find the burial mound. And there's something that happens there. How does this mention of the pewter mug help you get to the center of the maze?
Oh, it has to be the pewter mug.
Well, it's the clue. When you find a clue within, say how it helps you to find the center of the maze.
All right, tell me if this is allowed or if this is stretching it a little too far. But I'm thinking because there's been a lot of non-vertical activity and like there a lot of talks of like partners and things, there are perhaps statues, maybe in like two of the corners, like they're obviously a pair, either male and female, or they're like two creatures that would pair together, and kind of like using them to point to the center or where it would be, kind of putting all the little pieces of like the partners, things go together, that kind of thought process.
I'll go for it.
Awesome.
So you find yourself at the center of the maze with the burial mound. It is a hill with stones arranged in ellipsis. A dig here has unearthed the bow of a ship, nearly perfectly preserved. The remains of the warriors are said to be interred within. A sign pleads, "Please, dear, don't enter."
Is there anybody around? I'm just curious.
I was going to
Reasons?
say, no sign has ever kept Mazi out of anything anywhere.
Ozzy can't read. What are you talking? That's a speed limit sign, you say?
I have more fun for you.
Oh no.
I just wanted to make sure that you had it marked. When you are here, you are thrown into a vision. Because I'm thinking that you are actually going past this sign.
Oh, probably. I'm like eyes wide, like ooh.
All right, so you are thrust into a vision where the dusty wisps of the dead still command this ship, braving the approach of a leviathan. And this paint the scene is only for you, Mazi. You are the monstrosity they face. How do you come to realize this?
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. How do I realize that I'm the monstrosity? So I see they're on the ship and there's a bit of like rigging, and it comes loose, and it's like, obviously it's a vision, but in my head, like it's something that's flying at my face. Like think of that like 3D vision, when you put the glasses on. And I kind of like hold my hands up to like block it, thinking, it's going to hit me in the face or whatever. And that's when I notice that my arms are like elongated and my fingers have got like the tips of my fingers are black and, like grotesque looking, and something definitely I'm looking not right.
Nice. So, I'm gonna say that, yeah, so you have the clue, you have that vision, and I think that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
I'm a monster.
No.
You a monster.
I'm a
And
monster.
I will. And given everybody's roles, I have to give conditions. But that is a note for next time. I'm gonna star this triple because all
The
of y'all get
worst.
conditions at the very least.
I do.
But I have to figure them
I'm a
out because
monster.
yeah. Well, oh, you know what?
I'm a monster. I know.
Put that.
That's a
Like,
condition.
That's
yeah.
my-
Put that.
my
Put that in there.
Monster.
For Mazi, I am a monster.
I
That's
am a monster.
I'm a monster.
A monster. Do you have a monster hat?
Let's see. For Pearl, your condition is the missing. And for Sai, you're 7. Let's see, what does that get you?
A swift kick in the pants.
No.
2 swift kicks in the pants.
No, that's if you roll below a 5.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me see something.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. There's always more. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I mean, to be honest, it's like this is extremely rich. I'm just trying to find all the fun details to be able to make a mention.
Yes. We're here for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do not blame you one damn bit, because wow.
Ran fair, ran fair.
Ren
Chaos. And what do? We immediately split the party.
Oh no, that's fine. That is fine. I mean, how else are you gonna get like
37
like-
clues.
right? Exactly. And you still owe a clue, Mazi, unless you made one up.
I have not made one up yet. I have no idea.
Got it. Okay. Are you still over by Dakota Reynolds?
Yep.
A weird ass detail of this is that the peregrine falcon will do an eyeball to a round. Trying to remember. Usually falconers don't unhood their falcons until they're ready to have them take flight. However, I want to say that maybe there was some kind of weird knocking askew of its hood, and the falcon sees caviar. Now, is it an open top or is it like a full bubble? You're okay.
I had thought of it as like a full bubble.
Okay, cool. So I think the peregrine falcon is looking at caviar as quite the morsel at the moment, and I think it'll actually break from Dakota's glove and perch on your backpack, going nuts, trying to get at caviar for some reason.
Caviar's gonna hate that.
Neck.
Your condition is harried by a falcon. Unless you don't want to, in which case we can totally retro that.
No, I love it. Bring the chaos.
Okay, so then that's the chaos that we leave you in for next time. All right. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so holy shit. Yeah, too soon for end of session questions regardless. I hope you guys I mean, if you guys want to mark off what you've done for this session, that's perfectly fine, and we can address it first thing next time. All right, so let's go ahead and do like a round of stars and wishes. So stars for, again, you guys just like bringing in the cozy, but yet also the creepy, and then just some of these, when I ask you to paint the scene or the special rules, there's so many goodies in this mystery, I must say. So star for that for Ben Bisogno for creating this. This was definitely one thing that I did want to run when I ran my own campaign of Brindlewood Bay. So this is so rich in detail and so many things that could be done with it. I'm not even doing this justice at all. So hopefully we'll be able to explore everything for next time and future episodes. And then you guys just coming up with your costumes and then dealing with all the bullshit that's happening, and only one scene per per character has happened so far, and it's just a lot of stuff, which I love. So stars for that. And yeah, my wish is to see how the hell you guys get out of this and then continue on trying to investigate Mendel's accident. Yeah. Accident. And then, like, again, if you guys want to indulge more in the custom move, that's fine. I mean, like, if you can work it into where you're at, like the locations or what you're doing, even better. So yeah, you've already taken care of 1 out of 5. So think on it.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Go
Next.
first. Go for
Stars to Mads for giving us the map.
it.
I know it's not your favorite, but I clearly have turned it into a full-on distraction.
You know what? This is great. I mean, like, I will admit, like, if it's a straight on hex or squared map, I mean, then I have problems. But I mean, like, when stuff like this, where it allows the players to really dig into an imagination and create things to be able to just indicate what they see or what they're focusing on, I love it. I mean, I love the work that you guys have done on this so far, and it's really cool. So yeah, please, like, map away, and there's just more stuff. I mean, like, we still have a few more locations to visit. So you're not done yet. You're not done with this medieval fair by any means.
There's more.
Wait, there's more. Yeah.
Does this same map come back next time?
It should. I mean, it should save once we're out of it. So
Good.
Yep.
I'm gonna be real sad if it doesn't.
That should be saved as one of the whiteboards that's up. So yep.
Okay. And then for wishes, I'm gonna say next time we get together, I definitely want the Mavens to get together and sort of tackle one of the areas as a trio. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
But we have to get you out of your numerous doohickeys first. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
So
It's
many
like-
doohickeys.
So many doohickey.
I'm
I
a
have no
monster.
vocabulary. It's like, deal with stuff
Doodads and whatnots.
first,
Do
and
thingy.
then get back together.
I can
Okay.
go next. Stars, obviously, Mads, for letting us just kind of like letting everything kind of breathe a little bit and not feeling super rushed. Like I really like getting to see how things play out instead of just going plot point, plot point, plot point, like a lot of games do. And I really like the map. So yeah. Wishes, yeah, I definitely want to see us get together and go after something. I'm feeling like maybe the food court or the boat burning, I think, are going to be pretty fun and interesting. So I think that could give us some good opportunities. Yeah. And it's fun.
Oh, okay. So the boat burning is actually the last thing because it happens at sunset on the last festival day.
Okay, cool. Well, food court next then. Once we get out of our current predicaments.
Yeah, it's time for lunch, guys. So my sugar's dropping,
Yep.
And it seems like this is a multi-day festival for fair. So have no fear. Like, you don't have to get it all done at once. So
Good.
consider this like, your extended weekend kind of activity.
So day 2, I add another gun, and no.
Oh God.
As for mine, stars, as always, I love playing with all of you, and these characters are so great, and Mads, you make the setting so vivid and the NPCs so real. And I love the map. The map is just great.
Map gets stars and hearts.
Yes, my one contribution to it is the scribbled pond, so I can't really say much about that. But yeah, that was so good. But I think in some ways my very favorite thing was just our costumes, because as you say, we clearly didn't consult with each other. Absolutely no resemblance among the lot of us, but they're so right for each of us.
Mhm.
I love that. It's just, yeah, these are three strong personalities who enjoy hanging out together, but boy do we not compromise who we are to do it. Uh and wishes, man, I'm just looking forward to seeing where this goes. And more Ren Fairy shenanigans.
Ren Fairy shenanigans. Shenanigans. Almost as bad as my other group that has a lot of shenanigans. Oh, goodness. I also can't wait to see, like, how many clues you decide, okay, guys, enough is enough. Let's figure out this frickin' theory. That's what I'm gonna be saying in a few
How
weeks.
many clues are provided?
Usually 20 total for every Brindlewood Bay mystery.
Okay, so we're going for 40. Got it.
You definitely should not have said that, released that information.
Mistakes are made, Mads.
Only if you can manage to figure out a way to be able to create them all. I mean, like, in this case, it could be as high as 21 since you have already
Mm-hmm.
decided you're creating a clue. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
oh my God. And you know what? Because this is an extended type of thing, I have no problems if you want to do like cozy moves in between or what have you. I mean, like, it is the nature of the game. It's not like it has, you know, you can only do this during day phase or whatever. It's like, it's not like that. So feel free and then be able to like get together and then if you want to like wipe some conditions.
You want
Talk
us to
amongst
like
yourselves.
smack that bird away from you.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna throw hands.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Nobody goes after caviar. That's my baby.
Oh my God. Oh man.
I'll
It's gonna
use
be interesting.
my claws.
I will get kicked out of this fair.
If there's a fair jail, you might end up in the stocks or the docks or whatever the hell we're gonna call it here. I don't know. I don't know.
So semi-related, years and years ago, there was a Renaissance fair up in Howie in the Hills by the villages. And we went to it because it was free. And we're like, okay, we've gone to a bunch of them. So we dressed up, me and my group of friends, and we show up and nobody was dressed up really. It was like 2 rows of booths selling various items, bobs and whatever. And then there was at one end of the place, because it was on like a polo field, there was a stage set up, like a full-on stage with like giant speakers and flashing lights. And the other end had the joust. And first of all, we got asked by everybody what time the joust was, when things were happening, because we were dressed up, because that's what you do. And then at one point during the whole thing, there was a crew, I don't know what you would call them, of like 40 elderly women in like white keds with little pom-poms on them doing like choreographed dancing up on the stage. It was the most bizarre Renaissance festival I have ever been to and will never go back to.
What the flying fudge?
Well, that's basically us. We were like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
What is happening? We should go. I think it's time to go. It's the villages, though. I mean, come on. It's the villages. Weird things happen there.
What
Oh
is
my
the
God.
villages?
Oh. Wait, who doesn't know what the villages is?
I don't know what the villages is.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's a Florida thing.
It's a Florida thing. It's a pretty well-known Florida thing, but so it's basically a giant retirement community that is a city. like literally everybody owns golf carts. At said Ren Fair, there was a whole entire golf cart parking lot, and the regular car parking lot was like half the size.
Oh my gosh.
It's they also are like rampant in STDs, and that's where the pineapples.
I was gonna
stuff
say, is that
and
where
the-
your weird pineapple thing comes
Yes.
from?
And now there's the poofs. Have you seen the poofs?
I've seen the poofs.
If y'all don't know, look up poof code.
Don't do it.
And it'll. It's so they can find their car. It's not so
Mm-mm.
they can find their car. It's not.
Oh my god.
Just look up poof code, and that's
Don't
all you
do
need to know about the
Brain
villages.
balloon. Well, okay, I'm gonna shut off the recording if we don't have any more stars and wishes, because then I gotta hear about this poof code,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and I'll probably like edit this so we don't hear about this weird
The
shit.
poof code.
Basically, we're just having a whole shitload of like fun that's gonna happen in the very beginning of the next episode after cozy vignettes, creepy cozy vignettes, and it'll be great. So, I'm going to say happy gaming if I don't see you guys later on for something else, and then we will look forward to next episode. But don't you guys don't get off of the call because I gotta hear all these stories. Shit. So. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!
Ah.